Yo, 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 ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indianapolis Colts Madden NFL 26 rebuild franchise. I don't really know if you can call it a rebuild, but in today's episode, it's only going to be one game because week 8 is the trade deadline. At least I think it is. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But week 8 is going to be the trade deadline. This week, we're going to be taking on just the LA Chargers. Last episode went head to head with the Arizona Cardinals, in which we did lose, but our defense actually looked a lot better than it has in a while. We left Kyler Murray under 300 yards, didn't allow him to score a touchdown. We did still lose because the turnovers were basically the pick six that we allowed was realistically, I think, the game changer. Otherwise, without that, I think we could have realistically won that game. But the bright side is we were able to hold the Arizona Cardinals to just 23 points, which is the least we've allowed this season, albeit we are the worst team when it comes to allowing points, obviously, with a bunch of 40-point games. Zaire Franklin, he leads the league in tackles, and he had 14 in this game. He did throw 2 interceptions, one to Crawford and one to Melton, which ultimately led to us losing this game. Javarius Ward got his first of the season, and obviously, like I said, we're going to take on Justin Herbert this week in this episode. He torched the Dolphins. The Dolphins suck in general, but he torched them 4 touchdowns. 3 of them went to Ladd McConkey, the rookie of the year from last season. I want to talk about Anthony Richardson. He's struggled a bit. 9 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. He has been able to use his legs pretty well, and it's not like him throwing the ball has been completely terrible, but he hasn't broken the mold like I hoped he would. So now the question comes, does he continue to be the starter? We take a chance on Daniel Jones or Riley Leonard. I'm not entirely sure yet. Andy Richardson hasn't been bad, but he's knocking on the door of potentially being out of Indianapolis. He's had some really bad games. He hasn't won a game without throwing an interception yet, and his best game came in week 2 against the Broncos, which is our only win, so it makes a lot of sense. He has kind of led this offense in a way to the promised land next to Jonathan Taylor. Speaking of Daniel Jones, of course, he has not played since he has been on this team. Still looking for his chance to start. He only has 1 year left. His contract does expire. We do have to make an executive decision on whether or not we want to bring him back, and that kind of just depends on a lot. I did want to also mention the cornerback situation. We are going to make some type of trade. Mekhi Blackman has been out with injuries throughout most of this year. Xavier Howard, we haven't really played a lot because I like the group of corners we have, despite Kenny Moore having issues. I think he's still one of the better corners on this team. We also got Kwity Paye. He's a guy that I have been considering making a move on, namely because he does have an expiring contract. I don't really see him as someone we do bring back. He hasn't played all that bad, but he hasn't done anything too crazy this season, especially with the depth we have in our defensive line. I don't know if he's someone that we keep long term in the resign. He is only 26, so he does have a lot of value in terms of his age, and he does have star development. But I know coming down the line, he's probably going to want a lot more money in the future. Another player that might surprise a lot of people in terms of the trade block, Grover Stewart. Now, he hasn't had that bad of a year. 10 tackles, he's got only 2 sacks right now. He's got 2 years on his contract, but he is at the age of 31. So realistically, he and Forrest Buckner, who's also 31, aren't going to get really much better, if you ask me. And I think with where they are with their contract, being a multi-year contract, and them still kind of being in their quote-unquote prime years, I think we have to take a shot on either him or DeForest Buckner making a big move, especially with how bad we're playing right now. We're 1-5 up to this point. Or 1-5? Yeah, we're 1-5 up to this point. Speaking of DeForest Buckner, they played basically pretty similar. They both have 2 sacks. Buckner has been a little bit better. Not too much better. He's been great in Indianapolis since he started playing. The difference between him and Stewart is just that his contract is a lot bigger. He's basically doubled. We did make a deal. Xavier Howard is headed to the Packers in exchange for a 5th round pick. This is more just to help us get more pick leverage. Maybe if you decide to make some type of move during the draft or during the offseason. I know the 5th round pick isn't really that much value, but I mean, it helps us out in the long term. In exchange for Xavier Howard, we are going to take Josh Hayes off the practice squad from the Buccaneers. just to kind of add some younger talent. I know he's probably going to make more money, but that's fine. I'm willing to take that deal in the event that we do end up losing out. Also, for the Packers, they don't have a lot of leverage in their secondary, so getting Xavier Howard helps them out a lot. We are going to look at deals for Kwity Paye. This is kind of to help me. I usually use the trade finder to help me judge the value, although I don't know how accurate these really are. One team in particular that I found to be really interesting to send Kwity Paye is the Vikings. I know the Vikings have a pretty stacked defense, mostly in their secondary, but adding one more edge rusher, I think would help them out a lot. Bo Richter isn't anything crazy. Kwity Paye would help them out a lot. He's not making, like I said, he's making a whole lot of money. The Vikings are in the NFC North, where it's basically competitive 24/7. So I think he would definitely add to this roster. As far as Grover Stewart, surprisingly enough, I picked the Buccaneers as being the #1 team that I might send him to. Now, a lot of people might question this since they have both Vita Vea and Kalijah Kancey, but the Buccaneers are got him in the same boat as the Vikings. They're in the NFC South division. It's really tough. I think they're the best team in that division. And adding Grover Stewart helps with that pressure that they do need. They have Hassan Reddick. They have Edward, like I said, they have Vita Vea. They've got Hassan Reddick, who is kind of the same as Kwity Paye, which is why I opted not to try to send Kwity Paye to him. But that's something we'll look at in the next episode, even though it's not the trade line. It might be the trade line. I don't know for sure. Looking at Justin Herbert, he's got 11 touchdowns already and 2 interceptions. He's killing it here in LA, and he's got a long-term contract with the Los Angeles Chargers don't look like they're gonna move on from him. Of course, we gotta worry about his #1 target in Ladd McConkey. He won Rookie of the Year last season. He's had 2 breakout games so far. He's got 6 touchdowns, so he is definitely Justin Herbert's favorite target. And if you know anything about playing against quarterbacks this year, we are absolutely atrocious playing against a lot of quarterbacks and defending against the air attack. I also didn't know that Keenan Allen was back on the Chargers after playing only 1 year in Chicago. I guess he didn't like it up there. Well, Chicago Bears aren't really that great of a team anyways. He's played his entire tenure outside of 1 year in LA, and looks like he might end his career there. He hasn't gotten the ball a whole lot, but I know that when it comes down to it, that's probably his favorite #2, if you ask me. And also, the team has Khalil Mack. He's been on this team for 4 years. I didn't know that until last season because I don't pay attention. But he's been playing pretty okay so far. And it's Khalil Mack next to Joey Bosa, so this Chargers team on paper is absolutely stacked. And they're going to be an issue. Looking at the statistics around the league as we reach week 7, the Chargers do have a top 10 offense in the NFL, with a top 4 pass game, really top 5, which with Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, and Ladd McConkey, you can't really argue it. They're not a supremely heavy running team, which makes sense. The Ravens currently leading that area. And as far as defense, we know we're the worst defense in the entire NFL. I mean, that kind of goes without saying. We prove it every week in and week out. When it comes to defending and playing defense, we suck. And that's where the challenge for us is going to be. Josh Hayes, is he really going to improve that? I'm not going to say. I don't really know. Because Josh Hayes isn't really that big of a get. But you never know. Maybe we can actually find our groove in this one. Justin Herbert is the #4 ranked quarterback. Wasn't bad enough. Ladd McConkey is in the top 5 in terms of receivers. Andre Iosivas, I'm going to bring his name out every time. He still is #1. He's become Joe Burrow's favorite target over Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. It's kind of crazy how good of a season that he's had. We make our way into Los Angeles. I don't know what stadium they play in, as we're going to gear up to play against the tough Los Angeles Chargers. We struggled all year to buy wins and even play solid defense. And the Chargers have had it great. They're 4-2 up to this point, looking to get their 5th win of the season and maintain their lead in the AFC West. As here we go, we're underway. Week 7 in Colts franchise is going to be returned by Dolan. And we're taking down about the 23. And Anthony Richardson making his 7th start this season. He hasn't played amazing, but he also hasn't played great. First throw is an RPO screenplay to the left side. It's only for, again, a 4. Henley is there to make the tackle. It's now 3rd and 7. Richardson will step up. He'll slide, use his legs, and get the first down. As already, we got a Colt offensive lineman shaking up on the field. He'll head to the sideline. For some reason, they showed Anthony Richardson there. I don't know why. Richardson trying to buy some time. He'll run out the pocket, use his legs again, and he'll make it all the way past midfield in that Chargers territory at the 41. And Smith will be okay. It's not a long-term injury. Play action fake on the next play. Nice throw to left side. Finds Tyler Warren, who moved the chains to get the first down. He's been great since we put him in the starting lineup. Hand off to Jonathan Taylor as he'll get 7. It's now 3rd and 1. Decision time for the Colts. Handoff up middle to Jonathan Taylor. Takes it all the way to the 11-yard line. Great blocking by the interior. It's the Colts trying to score first, get their team fired up. Because that's one thing they're struggling to do, and that's also not really putting points on the board. That's a nice strike up field, but incomplete. The ball was jarred loose. It's now 3rd and 6. The Colts can score, but they have a hard time winning games as Richardson holds on to the ball for too long. And he is taken down. Loss of 16, or about 14. I don't know how to say his last name. Don't ask me to. I'm going to have to figure that out. But it's a loss of 14, and that touchdown is not going to happen. And Richardson just can't hold on to the ball for too long. Didn't see anyone open. So this is going to be a field goal kick. It is up and good from Roberto Sanchez. So the Colts will start off with a 3-0 lead. And now for the Chargers. And the starter here is actually Omarion Hampton. It's not Najee Harris. Believe it or not. I think really they're a good 1-2 punch for this Chargers team. So I'd take either or. Nice strike by Justin Herbert on the right side. Finds Quentin Johnston for a first. Then they give it to Hampton. He will get about 7 or 8 yards. Now another collision, and it's DeForest Buckner. Sorry, Grover Stewart, who's shaken up. We just talked about potentially making a trade for him. If he's injured long term, that's not going to happen, especially with the trade deadline coming up, which shouldn't be our main concern, such as losing one of our key guys. It's now 3rd and 2 for the Chargers. Can they get the first down? If you know us, we're failures when it comes to defending 3rd down, and that's going to happen again on Marion Hampton. Nice juke move to move the chains and get a little bit of extra yardage. And in Colts fashion, we give up a 3rd down conversion again. Herbert to throw underneath. First down for Darnell Washington. I believe that's Darnell Washington. Don't quote me on that. It looks like his number. It's now 3rd down again. Can the Colts get the stop? Man in motion. That's Johnston. Herbert trying to buy some time. Wide open is Ladd McConkey. As he moves the chains. Wide open underneath. It was a zone coverage and no one was there to make a play on it at all. And both the linebackers went to the right side. Don't know why. It's now 2nd and 10 up the middle. Finds Johnston and he's in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. The defense looked good in some areas. It didn't in most. And it's one-on-one coverage, and it's Kenny Moore who gets beat yet again. I'm going to keep calling him out because he keeps doing the same thing over and over again. Colts ball now. Nice run by Jonathan Taylor as he gets 9. And now tossing it back to Taylor. That's a first down. Gets the yardage he needs to move the chains. About under 2 minutes left to go in the first. Richardson misses his target, misses Adonai Mitchell, which would have been a great one for him. He's wide open. That's not a first down. What? And that's potentially a touchdown. There's only one man to beat. It's the deep safety. There's a possibility he does catch up, but that's a good play if Anthony Richardson just doesn't miss that throw. He's been starting to make mistakes later in the season. 3rd and 10. Richardson trying to buy some time and can't get rid of it in time. He's taken down. And the Chargers defense gets the stop that they need. They'll get the ball back. Herbert play action fake. Find Darnell Washington who runs over a defender. Still on his feet. First down and more down at the 40. Another big problem with the Colts They haven't been able to make consistent tackles. Underneath finds Quentin Johnston. Nice spin move as he'll get to the midfield. That'll close out the first quarter. And it feels like it's really been all Chargers, even though it's only been 12 minutes. The Colts defense continuing to struggle, and the offense isn't really doing much to show for it either. Richardson is starting to show his struggles. Second and some distance, finds Ladd McConkey up the middle. In the gap, the Colts run a cover 2, and it backfires. Ladd McConkey wide open up the middle, no pressure on Justin Herbert. And now the Chargers are set at the 1. Hand off to Harris, and he'll make his way into the end zone. The former Steeler gets a 1-yard touchdown. And the Chargers are going to build on this lead. It's now 14-3. As Richardson does make a throw up the middle, finds Adonai Mitchell. And then and this time a handoff, to just Jonathan Taylor. He'll get the first down. So I'm shaking off that play. 2nd and 7. Play action fake by Richardson. Trying to buy time. Right side. Tries to find Pierce. Can't make the play. Now it's 3rd and 7. Richardson the throw again. Tyler Warren's wide open on the left side. Shakes off a tackle. Runs over Derwin James. And he's down at the 25. Big play Tyler Warren. He's made some big plays since since the season started, especially in the starting lineup. He's proven he deserves to be the starting tight end. Play action fake on 1st and 10. Overthrows the receiver. And another key miss by Anthony Richardson. It's now 3rd and 6. They'll hands one off to DJ Giddens. He bounces outside. Nice juke move. He's inside the 5. As DJ Giddens, he's not that fast, but he's very shifty. Gets the Colts in scoring territory. Richardson the throw completely misses Drew Ogletree, the 3rd-string tight end. It's now 2nd and goal. And it's a pitch. It's a fumble, a backwards lateral. Richardson has to try to make a play, and it's a 20-yard loss. Tried an option play, and it just didn't work, and it ended up being worse for wear. 3rd and goal, incomplete pass and one-on-one coverage, and we're going to have to just take a field goal. And the field goal is good. There is a flag on the play. It's going to be roughing the kicker. So after all that, the Colts will get a second chance to put a touchdown on the board. So for right now, the Colts catch a break. Halfback screen. Taylor taking quite a bit of time to get that ball. And that ball is way behind the line of scrimmage. After a loss of 3, it's 3rd and 12. Richardson trying to buy some time again. And he has to get rid of it. Tackled by Roach. And the Colts just have to take the field goal anyways. Now 14-6. Hand off to Harris. Shakes off a defender. And he's past midfield at the 46. For another Chargers first down. Now play action by Justin Herbert. Wide open is Darnell Washington. And Justin Herbert not missing a beat. He's number 4 in the quarterback conversation for a reason. You could argue this Colts defense is just terrible. Nice throw. Let them know for Keenan Allen. It's now 3rd and 3. Can the Colts get the stop? Absolutely not. Passes it to Quentin Johnston. Wide open underneath. Another first down. Colts defense continue to show they don't care about football. Late handoff to Harris. He's taken down by Chad Muma. There's a Charger injured on the field. And hopefully for us, he's not okay. 2nd and goal. Colts showing man coverage. And that never works. Shot to Quentin Johnston. He's in the end zone. And another touchdown for him and Herbert. The 2nd on the day. Kenny Moore was covering him yet again. I don't know why Kenny was. Is that Kenny Moore? I don't think it is. I think I'm just ready to blame him. But it's now 21-6. We gotta make something happen. Richardson, nice adjustment to throw it to Tyler Warren. I have to run away from the defender. Another play action fake. Shot up the middle. Tyler Warren with a nice catch. And he makes it inside the 30. The Colts will use a first timeout with under a minute left. Hand it off to Jonathan Taylor. He'll march his way upfield for about 11 yards. The Colts call hurry up. 30 seconds left to go. Want to save their last two timeouts. Richardson, the throw, goes underneath to Jonathan Taylor. He'll run out of bounds. Nice, smart play to save their timeouts if they need them. First and goal, play action fake, pressure's there, and finds Warren, and it's incomplete. And on further review, Tyler Warren actually caught this ball. Crazy, he just couldn't get both feet in. Maintained possession, couldn't get that right foot down. And that would have been a crazy touchdown if he made that catch. Inbounds, second and goal, shot up the middle, finds Josh Downs in the end zone, and the Colts will score anyways. And will cut into this deficit. Their first touchdown of the game. It took a while. And at the end of the half, the Chargers lead 21-13. Also want to credit Tyler Warren because he's made some crazy plays, and that would have just been the icing on the cake for him. He just showed out this season. You gotta love it. We reached the halftime report. Us trailing 21-13, not a huge deficit. We got an AFC West matchup between the Chiefs and the Raiders. As Isaiah Pacheco, he's gonna fight his way into the end zone. That's not Isaiah Pacheco. Sorry, I'm getting names wrong. I'm stupid. But either way, the Chiefs will win 16-9. They finally get their first win on the board. It took them 7 games. Crazy for a team like the Chiefs to not really win games. You also got the Vikings and the Eagles. J.J. McCarthy versus Jalen Hurts. And McCarthy, he's going to have a lot of time in the pocket. He throws this deep downfield to about the 35-yard line, and no one is going to catch Adam Thielen in a one-handed catch. It's kind of crazy. But the Vikings win 41-29, a pretty key victory for them. By the way, in real life, as this recording, they lost the Eagles. How unfortunate is that as a Vikings fan? But finally, we'll see the Bears and the Saints go head-to-head. Matchup of the worst teams in the league, which isn't accurate. I know the Bears are the worst team in the league, but let me talk my smack. But the Saints, in my opinion, upset the Bears, winning 24-13. As Spencer Rattler makes his way into the end zone. An interesting matches around the league. We also see Carolina and New York 21-17 game, and Cleveland is up 24-13 on Miami. Miami truly is terrible. I don't know what's going on there. But back to our game, it's been, in my opinion, mostly all Chargers. I know it's only an 8-point game, but the score doesn't always tell the whole story. We haven't been able to stop the Chargers in doing whatever they want at all, which has been a constant this season for us. Richardson isn't playing terrible, but he's missing a lot of throws. And the defense isn't really holding their end of the bargain, and they never do. Chargers get the ball first, 2nd and 5. Nice run by Harris. Kenny Moore makes a huge tackle. If he doesn't make that tackle, Harris breaks free for a lot of yardage. 3rd and 6. Nice play by the defense. Ladd McConkey couldn't hold on to the football, and for the first time, the first of many, or the first of very few, the Colts actually get a stop on 3rd down. John Taylor get a handoff for a gain of only 1. As Richardson finds Michael Pittman, Derwin James takes a terrible angle. And it's a big gain for Michael Pittman on a pass that really should have been about only 11 yards. Flash and fake for Richardson, never saw him. And he's sacked by, guess who? Khalil Mack with the Mack attack, loss of 10. And Richardson, like I said, just never saw Khalil Mack. He was right there the entire time. No one held their block on him. It's a loss of 10 now for the Colts. 2nd and a Walmart parking lot, and misses a throw again. It's Richardson, 3rd and 20 up the middle, and this time he overthrew Jonathan Taylor. He was able to get there, but A little bit too much air on that ball, and Richardson continues to struggle. As Chargers get the ball back, Najee Harris has a lane, and he'll get to the 34 for another first down. It's 2nd and 12. Herbert finds Johnston. Got the best of Travarius Ward there. Gets the first down. 1st and 10 at the 47. Flash and fake by Herbert. Pressure almost gets to him. He gets rid of it. And Hampton will manage 6. Colts still haven't really gotten too many key stops. Another dump down underneath, sorry. Najee Harris breaks a tackle. He breaks 2. A stiff arm as well. Should have been a gain if nothing. But of course, that's not going to happen here in Indianapolis. Seagram just says, "Get off of me." He gets a huge gain. 1st and 10 now again. This time he hits Allen's back. Or I don't think that's Allen, but he hits the back of the receiver a few times. Justin Herbert's actually making a mistake. And wide open up the middle is Darnell Washington. And he's in the end zone. That's another Chargers touchdown. The 3rd passing touchdown for Justin Herbert. I don't know what the defense was doing. They left him completely wide open. As the Chargers make the PAT, it's now 28-13. When was the last time you've seen Indianapolis have a significant lead late in games? Probably never. Either way, nice screenplay for Jonathan Taylor. He gets shot by Derwin James. I don't know why teams continue to hit Jonathan Taylor with a truck. But it's 3rd and 5. Colts looking to get the first down here, trying to buy some time, and overthrows Pittman. That ball wasn't really a great ball, and it's a 3 and out now for the Indianapolis Colts as they continue to trail. Nice spin move by Hampton. Turns a loss into a 1-yard gain. Those type of plays do matter. Now a screenplay for Najee Harris. Good blocking. And he has to be pushed out of bounds at around the 46-yard line. Justin Herbert is still torching this defense. He hasn't stopped. Flash and fake now for Herbert. Deep downfield finds Ladd McConkey again for another Chargers first down. The problem is, there are 2 things. One, the coverage has been bad. No one deep is sticking Ladd McConkey. It's a zone coverage, but you got to stick him. And number 2, there's no pressure from the Colts defense on Justin Herbert. And that's now touchdown number 4 for Justin Herbert. He finds Keenan Allen up the middle. And this has been a disaster of a game today for the Colts. And look at this. The Colts have put in Daniel Jones. He's making his first. This is his first time on the field in a Colts uniform. They'll hand it off to Jonathan Taylor. The Colts are down pretty big. They got to make a change. Doing it now. Daniel Jones first throw. Nice find. Is Josh Downs up the middle. Down at the 40. He had a step on a defender. Nice shot by Jones to throw it away from the defender. Probably the Colts' best play really all day. And it was by the backup. Technically, in real life, he's the starter. The backup, Daniel Jones. Hand off to Jonathan Taylor. Bounces outside. He's inside the 10. He loses the football on the hit by Derwin James, but luckily it's out of bounds. And we get saved yet again. And by the way, for some reason, the Chargers called 2 timeouts. I have no idea why. But nice throw up the middle to Mo Alley Cox by Daniel Jones. And on his first drive of the season, he gets a touchdown. Big play, Daniel Jones. Indiana Jones is what they like to call him in Indianapolis. And the Colts kind of have to go for 2 at this point. They can't really settle for 1. Toss for Jonathan Taylor. Wide open. He'll find his way into the end zone. Yeah, but for some reason, I don't know why the Chargers just called 2 timeouts randomly. I don't know what they were doing it for, but they did. Also, crazy quick throw by Justin Herbert for a gain of about 7. And Zaire Franklin was talking mess about Justin Herbert before. Well, you might want to take that back, buddy. Just saying. But O'Marion Hampton will get the nice first down for the Chargers. They're going to continue to move the chains and use up this clock under a minute left to go. Colts need some big stops. Pressure on Herbert, and finally he's taken down to the ground. It's Chad Muma, the first sack of the entire day for the Colts. And maybe this will finally give the defense a little bit of hope. Herbert with a lot of time in the pocket. They're deciding they want no pressure. Incomplete. Harris couldn't haul it in. And that's just been the big issue. The Colts have not been able to get any big pressure on Justin Herbert. Nice breakaway run by Taylor. He's reached 100 yards. He had 51 earlier. He's done a lot better later, but this is mostly because of these big runs. Nice drop find by Jones for a first down. It's Michael Pittman he finds wide open. Some pretty good blocking as well. As Daniel Jones trying to make strides to get the Colts back into this ball game. We're in the fourth quarter. Jones, left side, finds Tyler Warren for a first down. Tough play by him. I wanted to run around the guy, but it made me jump over him, so I couldn't adjust. And then a nice run by Taylor, which is ruined by a fumble. Jonathan Taylor has had issues holding on to this football this season. That's his second fumble of the game, and I want to say his third or fourth of the season. And they're just going at him. They're at the 2, handed off to Harris. He almost broke free for possibly a touchdown. A nice big game-saving tackle there. And then next play finds Darnell Washington up the middle. Muma couldn't hold out. 2nd and 12 on the outside. Quinton Johnston down at the 30. The Chargers get out of that huge jam. Handoff to Najee Harris. He says, "Get off of me." And a tough 18 yards. Olubi injured on the field. I think he was the one that ultimately got stiff-armed. Then the following play, handoff to Hampton. He'll get to the 38. Another injury timeout. This time is on the Chargers side. And the Chargers just wasting this clock. It's 3rd and inches. And in this game, the CPU loves to call QB sneak, and they won't get it. It's a loss of a few inches. Another injury from the Cardinals, the Chargers side, is Darnell Washington, and the Chargers are going to go for it on 4th and 1. Colts showing some pressure, man in motion, they're running man. Handoff to Hampton, and he won't get it. Taken down by Kwity Paye, but I think you have to give majority of that credit to Olubi. Had to force Omarion Hampton to bounce it outside, and he just couldn't. So another chance for the Colts. Nice throw and nice catch by Downs. And that's another first down at about midfield. 1st and 10. 4 minutes to go. Finds Warren. And he'll go out of bounds. I said 4 minutes. It's actually 6 minutes. I can't read. Okay, I'm sorry. He finds Warren and moves the chains. 5 minutes to go. Jones hands it off to Taylor. And he'll get 9. Don't lose football, sir. We don't need that. Jones hit as he throws. Couldn't find it. It's now 4th and 1. And the Colts know they have to go for it. 4th and 1. He's hit and sacked. And that might just close out this ball game. There was a receiver wide open, but just no time to throw this football or even really notice it. I didn't notice it until a little bit too late. Defense has to hold out again, and they can't as Hampton finds a hole up the middle for a nice first down. Chargers just wasting clock. Najee Harris on the outside, and he gets all the way to the 15-yard line, shakes off 2 defenders, and instead he's now at the 7. The Chargers looking to just ice this ball game. We're a little bit short of 2-minute warning. Throws it to the left side. He finds Quinton Johnston, and he's in the end zone for his 3rd touchdown of the game. He's got a hat trick. And this game at this point is out of reach. I don't know how he found him. On paper, on that angle, he doesn't look that wide open. This game is essentially over. We do reach late into this game. Jones does make a throw. He doesn't make it all the way downfield. There is a flag. It's a defensive pass interference on Benjamin St. Just. So with 21 seconds left to go, Colts trying to leave happy with something. Play action fake by Jones. Wide open, finds Michael Pittman Jr. And he's in the end zone. His first touchdown of the day. Jones' second of the day. And Colts will at least try to leave with something happy. I want to point out, if he made that catch last week against the Chargers, the result of that game is likely different, because that is pretty much about the same catch that he had to make last week against the Chargers, and he couldn't haul it in. So he is making up for his mistakes. But at the end of the day, we'll still lose 42-28. It really feels like we should have lost by a lot more. We could not stop the ground game from Harris and Hampton or Justin Herbert at all. It was really just a one-sided affair, it felt like. And we're now 1-6 on the season. We lost our 5th straight game. And his completion percentage is absolutely ridiculous. He had 5 touchdowns. But Daniel Jones, 13-17. He actually performed pretty well, picking up the slack of Anthony Richardson, who was 14-28. He was missing a lot of throws in this game. We had to get him out of this game. Absolute struggle. Jonathan Taylor played well on the ground, but we couldn't stop Hampton or Harris from doing whatever they wanted. Believe it or not, they only had 1 rushing touchdown. It felt like they should have a lot more, but they broke away on a lot of plays. Tyler Warren, a 100-yard day. Quentin Johnston had 3 touchdowns. Kenny Moore can't cover him for anything, I guess. Darrell Washington had a pretty good game. Josh Downs did as well. I love how Josh Downs is playing. But it really just felt like a one-sided game here. The defense couldn't really stick or really do much of anything. A lot of sacks on really Daniel Jones. I wouldn't really say. I mean, I think Andy Richardson might have sacked once, but just another bad game for us, as we do have the Tennessee Titans for the second time this year next week in week number 8. Let's look at the weekly recap to see what happened around the NFL. No second game, mind you, in this episode, because next episode will be 1 game as well. Long time for Richardson to hold on to that football. He was ultimately sacked as the Chargers killed the Colts 42-28. As this recording, it was actually the opposite. The Colts actually won. I think the score was pretty damn similar. Don't quote me on that though, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. As for the Eagles and Vikings, we're probably gonna look at the same exact play, but we know that the Vikings ended up winning this game. It's the same exact play. How these receivers are making these one-handed catch, these replays are really crazy in this game. I don't understand why, but they are. I guess I can't really complain too much. So the Vikings still won the game. Didn't happen in real life, but we won't talk about that. And finally, the Packers and the Cardinals. I think that's kind of a fun one. But it's a handoff to Josh Jacobs as he shakes off a defender and he just marches his way into the end zone. He celebrates, and the Cardinals lose by 29 points. They were utterly destroyed by the Packers at home. Let's look at other games around the league as well. See what went down during week 7. We see the Pittsburgh Steelers get a win over the Cincinnati Bengals. Kind of crazy. Jacksonville ends up losing to the Rams. Miami loses another one they shouldn't lose because Miami just isn't it. Sorry to Miami fans, all right. But we got the Tennessee Titans. They do best the Patriots 23-13. Cam Ward didn't have that good of a game. His completion percentage was okay. But, I mean, the offense in general for both teams wasn't supremely crazy from either side. But 20-13 win, we got them next. We also see Kansas City besting Las Vegas 16-9. We also have Dallas losing to Washington and Tampa Bay getting the best of Detroit. And Houston finally getting some type of win on the board, beating Seattle. That will do it for week number 7. This is going to be a shorter episode than usual. Next episode will be the same thing. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm trying to be faster with this content because I know I've been pretty slow with it. And I do apologize in advance for those who are waiting for Madden episodes. I'm going to try not to make a habit of doing this again. I know I say it all the time, but I promise. But like and subscribe if you are new. If you do enjoy this content, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. See you later.